Hello once again and welcome to Colors of India. It is a fabulous day to change the world and to exchange some culture. Yes, you heard me right. We are planning on changing the world because the top story this week is about greening the gap. But we also have some top-class music and a fabulous feast lined up just for you. Reduce, reuse and recycle. The minute somebody says this, the green triangle comes to mind. But like Green the Gap has already told us, reducing is so yesterday because upcycling is the new mantra.
The little green walled store at Hoskas belonging to Green the Gap is an exciting place to be. Everything in this store, those clever accessories, bags, wallets and even these vibrant bottles scream "Buy me." What attracted me the most was the innovative familiarity of these chic products. Each a result of upcycling. This eco-fashion arm of Swechha, Green the Gap uses trash inventively and eloquently.
The moment we chuck something in the bin, we think that the life or the life cycle of waste is over. And that's where the idea of starting something, really exploring the possibilities of extending more life to waste. That's where the idea of Green the Gap started. So Green the Gap is about two things. One, of course, looking at sustainability, upcycling, giving life to waste, and the other is people who deal with waste. Can there be more value in their life? Can there be some kind of a direct or indirect advantage, livelihood that could be produced for them?
8,000 metric ton. That is how much solid waste Delhi creates each day, making it the largest producer of trash in the country. In a situation that calls for Captain Planet-style rescue operations, our Desi Green team pitches right in. Trash in the form of rags, tire tubes, Tetra packs, cardboards, leather and bottles are collected from across the city, and the purpose of these items artistically decoded and recreated. The drone of the sewing machines in the workshop suggest frenzied activity. They are busy making a necklace using rags and wooden beads. Tetra packs are reshaped to make wallets and traditional Madhubani paintings used to decorate bottles and kettles.
In Green the Gap, if you look at all the products that we design and manufacture, it is about sustainability, but one needs to also understand that at the end of the day, it is not just about the power of the idea, but it has to be power of the product. So it's not just let's upcycle, let's save the environment, but at the moment I'm actually taking it from that idea space to a product space, I will have to think about design and utility. So something which is very, very critical to our work, to all the products that we design in Green the Gap or manufacturing Green the Gap, is good aesthetic sense. It's trashy, but it need not look trashy. It's made out of trash, but that doesn't mean it should stink and it should look rubbish. So our products don't look rubbish, and our products can be used the way anything else can be used.
There is more. Rubber and rags are used to make eco-friendly carry bags. Coasters are designed from tire tubes and Tetra packs. Green the Gap's mission does not end with just recycling or upcycling. They believe in giving back to the society that supports them. They work on a fair trade policy which ensures that every worker gets what is due. The pride in Raju Bhai's voice as he took me around the store elaborated the onus he felt for it.
पहले हम यहाँ पे आए थे तो हमको दिक्कत हुआ था, लेदर का काम करते थे। फिर बाद में यहाँ पे जो काम देखे समझे तो फिर महीना 1.5 महीना में समझ में आ गया। ट्यूब का काम, टेट्रा पैक का काम, ये सब का काम तो फिर करने लगे। अब करते करते अब 3 साल से यहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं। बहुत अच्छा माहौल है और जैसे कि अगर हमको छुट्टी उट्टी चाहिए था तो उस सब के लिए मिल जाता है छुट्टी, या पैसा चाहिए था तो पैसा वैसा भी मिल जाता है। तो उसी के लिए काम करने वाले को और क्या चाहिए, पैसा ही चाहिए। और जो उसका अगर दुख दूर हो जाता है यहाँ पे तो सब कुछ सही है।
From the workshop, these products then travel to Delhi's upscale Hoskas village, where they are given stage. The tall glass made from bottles, the wallets, the coasters and bags made from tire tubes look uber chic in their new setting. A design innovation in each item makes it a unique buy.
तमाम ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जो कि हम पर डे इस्तेमाल करते हैं, इस्तेमाल करके फेंक देते हैं। कभी नहीं सोचते कि ये क्यों इस्तेमाल में क्या क्या करा जा सकता है। लेकिन सडनली हम इधर अगर कोई शॉप में आता है और आके देखता है कि यही सब चीज़ें अरे इस रूप में हमको दोबारा दिख रही हैं, तो अलग सा मतलब पसंद करने वाले लोग उसको बहुत पसंद करते हैं।
Swechha practices what they preach. Their new upcycled office space is proof enough. Shelves are made from baskets, cycle tire form dividers, and Coke cans make a chandelier. Now that is a loud enough statement, but how we plan to use this idea is completely upon us. As Captain Planet would have said, the power is yours.
Like they always say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, it's time for us to go on a quick break here, but I will see you on the other side with much more. Coming up, the melodious tunes of the Sarod, followed by a fast-paced Kathak number. Welcome back. The weather is slowly turning grey and the mellow strings of the Sarod are just apt for this hour.
The sarod, they say, is a developed version of the Afghani rabab, a small stringed instrument used in drills. The rabab in its original form found its way to the courts of Indian kings. Influenced by the classical tones of Indian instruments, the rabab soon developed to include a metallic fingerboard and sympathetic strings. Over time, through musical interactions, was born the Shahjahanpur Gharana of Sarod, and Pandit Buddhadev Dasgupta is a celebrated musician belonging to the same.
Largely depends on the gurus themselves, their sense of responsibility and duty. After they have finished a very good career, running after fame, name and money, there is sometimes when their health and their form will have to be on the wane. And it is that time, before that comes, that he has to pick up certain very good talented boys and girls and teach them to the best of his ability so they can carry forward his own gharana and music as it is.
Performing as a part of the HCL concert series, Dasgupta presented his Sarod recital at Delhi's India Habitat Centre. Starting with Rag Jai Jaivanti, he presented it in the same delicate manner in which it was originally performed. Age is no deterrent when the spirit is young, and his repertoire was proof enough.
Panditji is got a wealth of musical bandishes. He has maintained the purity of rag, which is so tempting not to. So I would say that in today's world, he's perhaps the finest repository of musical tradition that we have, an absolutely pure, unblemished Senya tradition, which is straight down from Mia Tansen.
Accompanied by his disciple Malhar Rakshit on the second sarod and Utpal Ghoshal on the tabla, the strings of Dasgupta's instrument told an engaging musical story.
Best part of being in Delhi is a lot of these concerts are for free, for public. The saddest part is over there we pay equivalent to 2,000-3,000 rupees to sit down in the concert and the hall is full. And here where it is for free, I see very few people, so that really stings in my heart. And also, you know, at his age, he's fantastically performing, but however, like somebody earlier on told, he's not as well branded or marketed as some of the more savvy musicians. But in terms of music quality and the icon of Buddhadev Dasgupta, that is beyond comprehension.
The sarod, which looks like the sitar or the veena, differs drastically when it comes to the resonance of sounds. As the hall reverberated with the clear, deep tones of these strings, the tonal quality of the climbing climax reached astonishing heights.
The musical journey of the sarod from Afghan regions to India is very interesting. On the other hand, Kathak traces its history and origin to the northern part of our country, where it continues to be very, very popular.
Today's youth is brimming with innovative ideas and a thirst to be meritorious. From exploring new horizons to taking interest in the existing traditional customs, they do not hinder from expanding their boundaries. Kathak seems to be catching up quickly among the younger lots. Already looking forward to be like Pandit Birju Maharaj and Shovna Narayan, new age organizations like Sohan Lal Dance Academy are initiating and giving a stage to these budding talents.
These days everyone wants quick action. So even the parents and the children, they don't have that patience. So looking to that, and you have to cater to the people who are wanting whatever they're wanting in these days. So I feel that these institutions that have come up, they are at least doing some effort to bring them to the basic tradition and culture. So they are doing a good job, because at least they are giving a platform to the children.
The origin of Kathak can be traced back to the Mughal rule, when this dance form was performed for the pleasures of high lords. Nomadic in nature, it gradually migrated to foreign lands where the rhythmic foot tapping involved in this was taken up by the natives. Thus, Kathak holds close resemblance to flamenco from Spain. As young girls take this form up, this further widens their scope to learn new styles.
It is only these traditions, once they follow them and they learn about them, can they actually really move forward and develop as a well-rounded personality.
Yet to master the nuances of the art, the children are becoming enthusiastic practitioners of Kathak. One such talent was of Soumya, who performed with utter dedication on a thumri piece. An admirer of Shovna Narayan, this young girl dreams to make it big while staying grounded to her roots.
It's this satisfactory feeling which I get when I perform. Also in a way that it makes my parents really proud, and I love watching that expression on their face for me after I perform. So that's... Plus, it is really important for everybody to at least know about it, because sooner or later, with the way, we're developing and everybody's moving forward, it's really important to hold on to what was the past.
Where some children are paving their paths, the elder performers are trying to leave their marks. As the dancer gets familiar to the grammar of the dance, it becomes easy for them to improvise and innovate in the existing format. Talent like these just require an audience and a stage.
A show of this kind will boost their confidence, and it is always better to catch them young. Well, it's time for us to go on a quick break here. I'll see you on the other side. On Food Trail this week is the legacy of the Raj. Welcome back. British influence in India is evident in the language we speak, in the trains we board, and the buildings that we have come to love. The very same influence has also seeped into our cuisine. So this week on Food Trail, we sample some Anglo-Indian delicacies. During the Victorian age, when the bright yellow of turmeric, the aromas of cardamom and the fieriness of dried pepper and red chili came together with the standard English roast and pies, a new cuisine was born, Anglo-Indian cooking. 39, a restaurant specializing in this cuisine, blends it with an interesting story. Seeped into the history of Hoskas village is the tale of a British explorer, Alistair Kensington, who at the age of 39 mysteriously vanished from his home here.
The concept of 39 came from this man, a rumor about this man, Alistair Kensington. He was a British explorer and was actually assigned by the British High Commission to come to India and research on the Indian mysticism. And while doing that, he basically disappeared from this house and under some mysterious circumstances. So basically with the restaurant, what we have tried to do is create a homely setup, how this man would have lived back in 1930s in India. And with his house, it brings on plate like 3 different cuisines to our menu, to our kitchen, what this man would have had back in those days in India.
With a large fireplace, comfortable colonial-style leather sofas, a library, hardwood floors and many antique knickknacks, 39 is almost like a reflection of the days of the Raj, and the food offered here is no different. The seafood chowder,
a rich, creamy blend of seafood and vegetables, is a British favourite. 39's special salad, Chicken Tikka Caesar, has the globally loved salad by the same name punctuated with small chunks of Britain's favourite Indian dish, the chicken tikka.
So we thought of why not create something which is like more subtle, more calm, and like people can come, have their conversations. Hey, everybody is like, after work, everybody wants to sit and chat. And instead of going to a party place where there's loud music and all that, people can come here, have a drink, have their alcohol, have their snacks and bits and all that, and they can just talk about their day, about their proceedings, about.
Brits are known admirers of the tikka, and a more recent addition to the list of Anglo-Indian delicacies is the Basil chicken tikka. Green-tinged basil-infused flavours on skewered boneless fish. Now that is a pleasant start.
My starter dish is a British interpretation of the tikka, which they have made using basil. Now this is a very light sort of a item to begin with, and it is high on flavor with all that fresh basil, fresh herbs coming right through in the food.
If you are looking for a more classic dish, then they do have the shepherd's pie. Originally a leftovers dish that combined East Indian spices with minced lamb, potatoes and cheese. This is served here with a helping of boiled peas and carrots. And of course there is the chicken roast, another colonial favourite, which changed considerably with the addition of local flavours and cooking techniques.
Now the British did leave behind many cookbooks from the time of the Raj, which will give you more detailed and precise descriptions about all these items in question. But when we talk about Anglo-Indian cuisine, you cannot miss the chicken roast. Now most of the times it is associated with Christmas, and here I am having it much before the winters.
Now while the pork vindaloo has Portuguese roots, variations of this recipe have an Anglo-Indian heritage. What most people do not know is that this dish is popular not just with the Goans but also with Fort Kochi Anglos. Served with both rice and naan, this is a one-pot main.
Vin in Portuguese means vinegar and ahlo means garlic. So this is a dish which mixes both these items. And let me give you a little secret. If you keep this for a day, it tastes so much better because the pork gets marinated better in it. It's almost like pickle. Tastes better the next day. Now this version is very, very spicy, yes. And the meat I thought was a little rough.
And there is apple pie for dessert, served with a helping of vanilla ice cream. The crumbly filling of the pie has raisins and nuts and is a loose translation of the Anglo-Indian kitchen.
Now the warm, comforting flavors of the pie along with the cold ice cream. Now that is absolutely a great way to seal the deal. Let me get back to my dessert here. I will see you same time, same show next week. Do write to us through our Facebook page. So until later, goodbye. Take good care.